This video is going to be 2 trades that I took today. I sped them up so you can see about an hour's worth of trading in about 10 minutes. There's my entry. Puts me in right there. They keep buying this halfback, and I feel like at some point that's going to fail because they're not really getting a lot for that. They're not getting over the highs there. So I have a stop over the highs. I'm looking for it to collapse through that halfback and get to that POC level down there. There I'm measuring the 27 ticks because at first I'm going for a little bit bigger targets, and then I feel like it's probably just going to dip into that lower node, as you know, the lower node at the bottom. So I switched to that 27 ticks. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see future videos of how I trade MarketProfile and VolumeProfile. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. At one point, it does go against me up into that the little bit higher node. Looks like right here. So when it does this, you want to see it kick out of that upper node. That's exactly what it does. Moves up a little bit and then rejects it out of there. So I'm not looking for this to totally fall apart. I'm just playing what it's doing right now, basically. You can see that POC shift. That just means that there's more volume traded there at that level than there was at that lower level from earlier. Okay, so here's where it's moving up into that upper node. It should reject out of here if it's going to work. Obviously, if it doesn't work, it's going to break those highs. So you can see how it's kind of rejecting it out of there. Switch to the G period. Right there, I'm looking that the G hasn't even broke that F high. So I feel pretty good about the trade at this point. And we're down to the POC. So the whole way down here, I'm looking for it to bounce. You can see it's bouncing off that POC right there. There, we got right through it. At this point, I cover it because I feel like if it bounces here, it's probably going to try to break those highs. So I want to be out of the trade. So I protect it there. There, it pushes right down to the halfback. I kind of thought right here that it should have punched right through that halfback level, and it didn't. So I regrettably take one of the contracts off here. I think I get about 15 ticks on that first one. I just thought, you know, there's a chance that we're just going to keep ranging the way it was. I get the 71.75 on that one. And we finally break that half back. At this point, same thing. I'm just bringing that stop down to protect myself from it coming back in. And right there, it takes me out at that 27 ticks. Here's the second trade. You can see I entered at the top of that node. I want to see if I can fix that poor low at the HG low there. And then I'm also thinking we might flush through the A low from earlier this morning. Put in my stop. So it's fine if it moves up into this upper node, but we want to see rejection out of there. I highlighted the low volume node there so you can see that. At a point here, I add another contract. I feel like it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. So it's starting to push up into that upper node. And there I entered my second contract. Here's the eye open. That bounces up into that upper node and you'll see it get rejected out of there. It actually got closer to my stop than I thought it did when I was actually doing it. But you can see it get rejected right here. So again, my first target's to break that poor low. And then I kind of feel like we might flush that A low. So I have one target there. And in a minute here, I adjust my first target to just above that orange line, which is the overnight low. And that'll also fix that poor low. Kind of grinds around here, trying to decide what it wants to do. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see future videos of how I trade MarketProfile and VolumeProfile. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. There we start moving in my direction. Here's where I make that adjustment. So just fixing that poor low. So I thought that overnight low could be a spot that it might turn around or it might bounce from. So I wanted to get one contract off at that level. Move my stops down to protect it. I feel like if it bounces here, I don't want to be in the trade anymore. There we fix the poor low and take the first contract. I'm thinking about where to move my stop, but the 4 ticks or something I'm going to get out of it doesn't really make a difference. So I leave it right where it's at. Now I'm thinking about it flushing that low. It looks right that it's going to. I'm not really looking for it to go any lower. It actually does move a little bit lower, but ultimately right there, it takes out my target. Ultimately, that's all I was looking for. So I ended up getting 20 on one and 30 on the other.